So, good evening, everybody. And tonight we're on Freedom. We are at the amazing Annabel Bailey. Oh my goodness, honestly, she has been such a superstar since she started at the beginning of the year. And you do look absolutely glowing. So, you are a product of the product, Annabel. And
Oh,
I'm not in your WhatsApp group, but I hear about it all the time from Bridget. She loves how we call it branding ourselves, but actually it's just about being you and
yeah,
being natural.
yeah.
And we think you have got it down to a T. So we would love you to share how you got your WhatsApp group started, because I think you just literally launched yourself straight into it,
Yeah.
and how you run it and the kind of success that you've had from it. So just tell us everything about your group.
Well, I mean, it was really Bridget's idea, so I shouldn't really make out that it was. I initially I found social media, Facebook, quite daunting, as a lot of people do, and I'm not someone that's sort of particularly pushy, and I'm quite a personal person. I made the decision that doing a WhatsApp group suited me. It suited my way of selling things or putting across the products. And I basically start with building a friendship, building a sort of relationship with the person that I want to add my WhatsApp group to. It might be somebody I know, it might be somebody that's completely new, but you sort of build this. I suppose it's like a mini profile. They get to know you, you get to know them. And as you know a bit more about them, I then just said, I've got this WhatsApp group. It's only small. It's sort of 10 to 15 people. So it's quite personal. And I think that's quite important because there are lots of big groups and people don't want that. And I thought, I'll contact them, I'll ask them. They can say yes or no. It's very easy. But I think once you've built that contact, they sort of feel that actually they're quite interested by you. And so that's how I initially started making contact with people. Just a matter of interest, I've just written some notes here because they're saying, according to the newspapers, that that the government says that it's tightening lots and lots of different other portals, messaging groups. So they are tightening down on what you can and you can't do. And WhatsApp, according to the government, is only up by 55%. So it doesn't sound very much, but it's actually quite a lot when you think about it. So more and more people are starting to use WhatsApp. I think it is more of a personal contact. You can do a group, as I have done, as I say, 10 to 15 people. But at the same time, once I've put in products and I've sort of done a few lives and I've talked about the product, I then will individually contact that person. Just to say, did you see my post? What did you think? Was I okay at it? What do you think about the product? You sort of get a bit of feedback from it. And lots of people are very, they're very positive, but obviously the odd one or two is negative, but that's good. You learn from, don't you, from your negativities. So, so more and more people are using WhatsApp in a year alone. So, general chit chat. Before asking, let me just, I've gone through my notes so fast.
No, don't worry, honestly, just anything.
When I did create the WhatsApp group, you have to sort of think of a cool name. I mean, I just called it Welcome, Welcome, because I was like, what do I call this? I'm quite new to it. But something friendly and something that's a bit catchy. So when it pops up on their phone, they know what it is. So I think that's quite an important tip, really. I also did say a little bit about me. Probably I should have said a little bit more about me. How I've started, how you do your talks and you want to find out about each individual person. Just give a little bit of a profile of who you are, where you've come from, and what you're doing, basically. That is absolutely essential. And people love personal details. And also, you are the product, aren't you? You're the product of the product you are selling. So that's really important. I also introduce the odd live, the odd, not the odd live, because you can't do a lot live, but the odd video, the odd personal story as well. You know, my friend such and such has been using this cream. Her mum said to her a couple of weeks ago, oh gosh, look at your skin, it's so much more glowing. And that really works. They like that personal side. I can't stress that enough, really. Yeah, I said what's on the up. Chat. Oh yes, when I set up the WhatsApp group, I do say, listen, this isn't a chit chat line. You don't have to talk if you don't want to. You don't have to do a thumbs up if you don't want to. And quite frankly, you don't really get much of a response. But when you contact individually, they have been listening. And as Rick was saying, you're setting the seed, you're feeding the seed, you are giving the seed. You know, it's really sowing the seed. You are giving the information. They might be completely silent, so you might not get any reaction from them at all, but the seed has been planted. So then give extra information, like we do on Facebook. I don't do as much as you would do, you know, in those steps that we have on Facebook. I probably half the amount, but keeping the interest hot if you can, if you've got time, you know, a little story, a little video and something else. And then, as I say, I then personally contact them. Have you seen my latest post about the, you know, the eyelash serum, the eyebrow serum? What do you think? Do you think it would be a, you know, sort of thing for you? This is what I've been doing. And you know, you get a yay or a nay answer instead of a, you know, an abrupt yes, no, no, thank you. I use the term yay or nay, which is very horsey, I think, but actually it's not as direct. So it works with a lot of people.
I love that because that just takes away that pressure, doesn't it? You know,
people,
and that's the thing.
You don't want to be direct. You've got to be
No.
quite, I think, in WhatsApp. You can be a bit harder on Facebook, but I think with WhatsApp, when it's such a personal group, it's quite important that you are soft and kind and not too pushy. They'll come when they want to come because you've sown the seed. Going back to the personal side, I don't do a post every week about something about me, but I sort of bring in, before I start with what I'm going to tell them about the product, I'm like, how is everybody? How are you doing? What have you all been up to today? I've just been for a walk with the dog, or I've just done such and such, and the cook made something in the kitchen. And, you know, just chat away a bit before you then introduce the product. As I say, don't use directness because I think it's a no-no. I think people will be like, I don't want to have the directness. I want to have the real person and I want someone that's quite gentle. So yes, I use a lot of sounds good to me, yay, or let me know whether you're interested, a yay or a nay. If this sounds good, let me know. If you're not interested, give me a thumbs down. You know, that sort of chitter chatter. And you do seem to get one-to-one, not through the WhatsApp. You do seem to get the interest there. And a lot of my sales seem to be through not social media, but the WhatsApp group and then personal one-to-one contact.
I literally, there's so much there. You carry on and then I'm going to ask you questions at the end.
I think also, like we do, I mean, a lot of it ties from both. I mean, I'm probably telling you all to suck eggs because quite frankly, I think you'll know a lot of it anyway. But putting in, and I know you do a lot of Sam, because I see a lot of your posts, and the same with Bridget, a lot of emojis, a lot of sort of funny stories, a lot of makes it less stale and just makes it a bit more interesting because nobody wants to just lots of writing, do they? They want to see other things. So I think that's quite important. But yeah, trying to keep the interest is important too. I'm not the greatest at that, as you know, because I'm coming and going all the time. And actually, I think my sales would be so much better if I could keep it hot. you know, and the interest there, but it's just something I'm not particularly good at, and actually could do with some top tips for that. Anyone got any?
Well, I would just like to add before you carry on, I think you're absolutely blooming brilliant at it. Honestly, I love watching your stuff, and I think that you have a lot more natural ability, and you're the kind of person people just love to watch than you think you are. Honestly, you are. Honestly, this is why we wanted you on. You're so engaging with your audience. Honestly, you're brilliant. Very
Oh,
natural. And like you say, you'll add in a funny story or you'll do something. And that's the thing, people don't want to be sold at. They just want to hear a bit about you and what is it you're using? That's
yeah.
like the second thing that actually becomes the first thing.
Well, it's interesting because I've been doing a bit about tanning the Instaglow, because obviously everyone's on their summer holidays, and a couple of ladies down here said, "Gosh, you are glowing, Annabelle, what?" And but you've been in the sun a lot, and I said, "Do you know what? Because I've had this cancer treatment from sort of below my eyes to my neck, I cannot physically go in the sun. My body can, but my head can't." And they're all like, "Crikey, well, what's on your face?" I'm like, "Well, I'm using this product called Instaglow," and they've said, "Oh well, could I know a little bit more about it?" So that's been brilliant this holiday. I've sold 5 tubes now of Instaglow this last 3 days, so that's good. But
That's
I know
it, isn't it? Yeah,
I've
honestly, it's just
gone off the boil there. What else was there? Something else that I needed to say? Video. I said video, story, general chit chat. I think I probably actually touched on what I'm doing at the moment, but I do think it's very interesting to hear that the government's tightening up on other portals, other ways of contacting people, and WhatsApp is on the up. So I think that it would be good for everyone to have, you know, these little groups, whether
I
they're
love WhatsApp.
because you know them, or they're
Mm,
completely new people that you've built a friendship with, you know, and sort
mm.
of with. So that's a bit of advice. I hope that that's helpful to
Can
you.
I
And there's
ask you some
one,
questions that we're
yeah,
probably all dying to ask? So,
yeah.
how are you picking one product a week, or do you focus on one, two, or three products a week? How do you structure that, or do you just do whatever you feel pops
Uh,
up?
the way I seem to be doing it at the moment, so I have my Facebook group, like you all do.
Mm,
I have one product that I put on that. I then have my WhatsApp group, and I have a different product. So I'm trying to do them alternately, but
mm,
also gain more information that week that I'm talking about the other product, gain more information to put in perhaps the following week. So yes, I'm doing different products in different things. I probably should actually do the same, but I'm conscious that maybe some of them might be on my Facebook and some of them
mm.
might be on my WhatsApp, and I don't want them to think, "Oh God, this is boring." You know, I've already read this once. So that's probably why I'm doing them alternate. Um, and what was I can't even remember what I've been doing. Oh, I've been doing the you know, the lipstick that the lip
Oh, the
gloss.
lip balm. Oh,
Yeah,
the
I
lip gloss.
did that this week, and I know that my daughter uses it, so I've used her personal story on my WhatsApp about the fact that she loves this plumpness, but it doesn't actually last weeks and weeks and weeks, and you
Yeah,
don't look,
yeah,
it's just literally a couple of hours worth
yeah,
night. It's to plump up your lips for the night.
yeah.
So, you know, but it seems to work, Sam. At the moment, it seems to work. And you know, there aren't that huge amount of top tips, but hopefully, if you go away with one thing from me chatting, then I think that's a good bonus for me.
Well, I think you've done amazing. So I've written loads down here. I want to tell you, look, long list. So I want to ask you some more questions. So how often are you posting a week in your WhatsApp? Are you just once a week or a couple of times a week, or are you every day?
I think it depends. I think it depends on where I am at with the children. I normally post once a week. But if there's a lot that you suddenly want to get out there because you've suddenly got an idea, what is it? Yeah, it is pretty. As you have a sudden idea and you think, you know what, that could be a really good way of selling, then obviously I'd post again. But I'm trying not to confuse people with giving them too much information.
So you're not overwhelming. Mm.
Yeah, not overwhelming them, because I think that just goes, do you know what, what's she doing here? Is she doing this, or is she
Yeah.
doing that? No, I'm
And
just
actually,
on.
people don't buy more than one product a week, do they? Like, I mean, we don't buy probably more than one product a month. So actually, not really thought about it before. But what you've said there is people aren't constantly buying products generally. But
Yeah,
actually, if you are focusing on one product a week, you could just add in a couple of bits
yeah,
during the week and then add in a bit about you. People love to know about you. They love, they love to see your personal side because the phrase goes, know me, like me, buy from me,
yeah,
and it's so true, isn't it? And like
yeah,
you say about having your funny stories, if you have a
yeah,
funny story, just share it. Honestly, people love it. The
yeah,
engagement you get. So it is kind of different. I think like with WhatsApp group, what I think it works well is that when you post in it, everybody sees it. Whereas when you're posting on your Facebook, it's all to do with the algorithms and you don't necessarily, not everybody's going to see it.
yeah,
And the other thing is we all have a lot of people that, not a lot, I don't know what the statistics are. You have some people that aren't on Facebook and some people that, but you have their number.
yeah,
So the nice thing about WhatsApp is it's probably people you know already because you've got to get their number. So it makes it a bit more personal to start with from you. But then actually, once people become customers, say if you've met somebody through Facebook, they become a customer, you can say, hey, I've got this WhatsApp group, you get their phone number.
yeah,
And that's, because if Facebook goes down tomorrow,
yeah,
that's Messenger and Facebook,
yeah.
what happens then? So it's not putting all your eggs in one basket.
I
So
think also, that not everyone does Facebook and social media.
that's the thing.
So
That
you've got
is
to
the thing.
find the other areas. And actually, that was one major thing that Bridget said to me: write less of people you know who aren't on Facebook, that
Yeah,
they don't want to be contacted through if they've got Messenger. And it's true, you'll find a gap. There is a gap in the market. And
mm,
to be honest, if I was thinking about it, how old most of my WhatsApp ladies are, they are sort of 55 plus mainly.
mm,
So they're
mm,
the older ladies that probably have the money to spend on these products.
yeah,
And they like the personal touch.
yeah. And they're
Um,
probably not going to go through Facebook, are they? So
no,
actually, it's a whole different niche market. And I
mm,
think I think the reason why it was great that we wanted you to share it, because I hear about your group all the time from Bridget. She says how amazing you are.
don't they?
She just says, honestly. So will you record a video just for WhatsApp, or do you just use a video you've put on your Facebook and then you'll use it on your WhatsApp?
No, I use a different video. I try to use a different video every time. If I'm short of time, then I might use the same video, but I try and do the video literally before or after I've just posted the information about the latest product. So I try and make it the latest, so it's done that day. It's not a pre-recording, it's normally done that day.
Mm,
Um, and yes, and build up a product profile, if you like,
mm,
of what I'm selling, or what I'm telling them about, what I'm saying. And as Bridget always says, planting the seed. You put the seed in. What is it they say, that you've got to have planted the seed 6 times before you're more likely to get a
yeah,
sale? Is that right?
eight exposures to get a sale.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't matter where they come from. It doesn't have to be eight exposures on the same platform. It could just
Mm,
be eight generally that they're seeing from you.
mm.
Um,
I
so
do.
what was, yeah,
If I'm putting a product out there, I don't think it needs to be a long post either. It's
no,
touching on the main details of that product. So that, for example, the lip gloss, that it plumps your lips within a couple of hours, and it's a clear, pinky lipstick.
mm,
Great for night out. You don't need to give too much information.
yeah, they just
But
want to know what it's going to do for them. That's it.
absolutely, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and make it personal, like you're talking to them.
Mm. Yeah.
And you've got, you just got to be yourself because you're appealing to your people. And I think that's the thing that you've really done really well is you appeal to your people.
Yeah, well, I like that personal side.
Yeah.
I be more at home doing a one-to-one chat with a WhatsApp group, really.
And you
More,
know what? Just find what you do and love it. Do it massively.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're absolutely right. But thank you, Sam, and thank you, Bridget, for asking me to. It's completely out of my comfort zone, but actually, it's good for me to be out of my comfort zone.
Well,
On these.
we're all safe here. It's a safe, nice community, and we've been dying to find out your top tips. And actually, I've learned quite a lot from what you've said today. And also, just to remind everybody that putting a post or some information in a group, wherever it's our groups, it's all that personal messaging, one-to-one messaging. Hey, a yay or a nay.
Yeah,
Just wanted
yeah,
to, because you know what, you've got groups and you just think you're kind of waiting for people to come to you, but actually you've just got to pop them a quick message.
yeah,
And it doesn't have to be anything long-winded. Just, hey, did you see my product? Is it for
yeah,
you? Yay
yeah,
or no?
yeah. What did you
And it
think?
doesn't matter.
Yeah, negatives, positives. What's the feedback? Love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah,
All those sort of very easy, relaxed questions. To the potential customer.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. As if you sat having a cup of coffee, chatting
with,
about it.
with them, opposite. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I always say.
Um,
Yeah. And would you say most of your volume comes from that group?
at the moment, yes, it's bizarre. As long as I make that contact outside of that WhatsApp group, individual,
Mm,
and I ask questions, yeah, I seem to get. I did with the eyelash serum. I mean, I'd made lots of posts and fed the seed in and done all that, and then I'd gone through a WhatsApp group. It's not. I've only got two of them going, and yeah, I went back and just said, would you be interested? And I seem to get my first 9 serums through the door
wow,
through my group. So yes, absolutely. So
brilliant.
I mean, I'm pleased with where I'm at. My efforts need to be more in September, and I'm aware of that. So I'm learning all the time, as everybody is. But I just enjoy doing the WhatsApp group. It's
Uh,
me going through, yeah.
well,
So
I thank you so much for sharing that. Has anybody got any more questions or any questions for Annabelle while we've got her? I'm sure there will be.
I have, please, Sam. Hi, Annabelle.
I know.
Hi. So this is a WhatsApp group, not a broadcast call,
No,
is it?
this is a WhatsApp group. So
Yeah,
basically,
thank you.
yes, you get their phone number, you ask them, would you like to join this little private personal group?
Yeah.
Tell them a little bit about it. It's not a chit chat line, it's
No.
literally me just chatting to them about the product, the odd personal story,
Mm.
graphs, and yeah, you don't get much of a reaction, which
No,
can lovely.
interestingly, because I've got a broadcast list that I use, so I don't use it as much as. I was really interested to hear when I heard Bridget saying how much interaction you get, because I have a broadcast list, so I don't do it. It probably isn't. I need to make it more personal, so I send messages, how you do, out to my broadcast list, and then I'm not as disciplined as I should be, and then I follow up independently. But I
Yeah,
actually think that's perhaps I might get them all, merge people into a group. Do you get many people actually interacting in the actual group, or just
no,
it's fairly
no,
quiet? No.
which is no, which is really disappointing at times, and you feel quite disheartened.
Yeah,
But
but
at the end of the day, you're giving the information out there, and they are listening.
yes,
It's
no,
like
yeah.
what's it called, and the ones on Facebook that never like anything, but they're
Oh yeah,
listening.
yes, they're
Always,
silent stalkers almost, aren't they?
yeah, Yeah, I suppose you could call them stalkers, absolutely. But also just thinking about that group that you've just said that you do, they are bringing a business WhatsApp, aren't they?
They are, yes.
Which is going to be where you can sort of like answer things straight away. If you're not near your phone, it'll pop up saying not available right now, but we'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Or you can put replies to questions that will automatically pop up. But that's a different ball game.
Now,
to me.
I think that does take the personal side out of it a little
I
bit.
don't particularly want to do that but with the broadcast list.
Yeah,
It sort of works in a similar way, but actually I'm thinking that it doesn't feel. I'm just weighing up.
It is
Yeah, I'm
personal.
thinking exactly the same,
Or
Annette.
do I stay with or do I make a group and actually do, because actually I need to get my arse into gear and manage it better. That's a follow-up is so. No, it's the follow-up that's important, is what you're saying, aren't you?
But the initial pulling them in is also really important. So you've got to reel them in into your life, and particularly obviously if you don't know them, and build a sort of like a friendship, a relationship, and then introduce them into the you will know what type of person they are before you then into your WhatsApp group. So that's
and they are people. I've sort of invited them in, and those are the people I've got in. But I was just weighing up the two things.
Yeah,
I think it's important to have something you filter people into, whether it's a WhatsApp, a messenger, or a if you want to go down the Facebook group, product group.
I'm going to, because I have a broadcast group, and I'm just listening to Annabel. I'm thinking I need to filter some of my people out of there and put them in a WhatsApp group, but make it very clear that it's not a chitty chatty group. Because people actually, I know you're saying that you don't want any, you feel a bit disheartened when you don't get replies, but actually people don't like their phone binging all the time. And actually, you're doing your job nicely. You're giving them the information. You're making it chatty. You're making it engaging. And then when you're messaging them separately, then that's when you're nicely following up on the sale. I mean, I think that's just a really nice, beautiful way of doing it. I'm got it on my list tomorrow. I'm going to sort my WhatsApp group out.
No, it's interesting.
Bridget, I'm surprised you're not on it. Honestly,
I do a broadcast group and I do a messenger group, but actually, I don't know why I haven't done it, but because I suggested it to you, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
It's been very interesting, Annabelle, because I did a broadcast group because I didn't want people chit-chatting on it. I'm on other groups where you get all sorts of stuff, which is also perhaps it's quite interesting, but it just irritates me. And that's why I went for a broadcast group, because then I could put my stuff up and interact individually. But actually, your experience is it really is the same as my broadcast group. Nobody, you have to go and interact directly with people to get some response.
Yeah, you do. I mean, I did get quite good results with my messenger group when I worked it quite, similarly. But I still thought I was doing it because I wouldn't have to message everybody individually, but I still found I had to. And I still got the sales that way. So it is just the personal relationship building.
Yeah, they like the personal side.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think now that, and particularly now that we've got in our groups, we can set up chats, can't we? Facebook groups, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I've got all these chat. I need to.
I know. Well, it gets overwhelming.
I don't know how to do that. I'm still struggling with the chat. Facebook will say it's easier to create chats with people. I did it, but I'm not good at it. I come back to Sam again. Like, I don't know what to do.
I think it's just, you do know what, I think it's keeping it simple. Like, we get very overwhelmed with everything, but actually find what you love to do and just do it massively and do it well, and keep it simple, because your energy is going to flow into it more.
And start off with a product that you know really well and you really love. Because flow stuff will show the fact you say this product will show in the way you write as well. because you've got, you've obviously doing sales, so you want the details, but you've got to put the passion out there, haven't you?
Has anybody else got any questions for Annabel?
I just want to say thank you, Annabel. I'm really sitting here very thankful to hear your feedback. So my question is, before you create the WhatsApp group, do you have to ask people's permission to add them onto the group, or do you just go and create the group and then eventually ask people for their phone number? I don't know. How does it work?
I think, Binta, that I think that people get quite upset if you just add them any old, your Facebook, whatever, without asking.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important. So the idea that I'm trying to do is, yes, I have a WhatsApp. I know a lot of the people, but I have a WhatsApp that's less. And actually, I have a school WhatsApp for the school mums, and you can sort of detail the information according to their age group and what that you think they would need. So I built up a bit of a profile with each individual person and said, do you know what? You might actually really like the WhatsApp group I've got going. Do you fancy joining? Maybe give it a trial. I put my products on it, and you might be interested in what I've got to say. But if you don't like it, you, with pleasure, please, just leave. Not going to upset me, but I think you've got to ask permission.
100%. Everything, I always ask permission.
Be like, thank you. And fair enough. They don't want to be. You've done the right thing, haven't you?
Yeah.
I get so overwhelmed. People just add me on their groups, and I get so annoyed because I'm stuck, and I feel like I'm going to hurt them if I get out. Yeah. And so I do like the asking part. I think it's very important to ask people permission before you put them on your, just like that, you just like add you to the group. So that's so it's important.
Everything we do.
Yeah. So what I do, so first what I have to do is create the group first, and then come up with a name, or come up with a catchy name, and then start to ask people. That is the first step, right?
Well, I think you need to have made contact with sort of 5 to 10 ladies before you then start the WhatsApp group, because once you're chatting, you want those ladies to see what you're talking about. So you want to build up friendship over the last couple of weeks. You might add a good friend in there, but just say, I'm building up a bit of a group. Just help me here, but please don't chat personal stuff over it. It might give you a bit of confidence, because they might give you a thumbs up, or, I know they're not keen on the thumbs up, but, might give you some encouragement in the early days. But as Bridget knows, I don't get much of a reply from this WhatsApp group. Yeah. But people are so busy these days, they don't want to be, on everything. There's a tennis one, and there's a bridge one, and there's a school one, and there's a... too overwhelming. So you want it to be as little effort, I suppose, for them as possible.
And you don't do live video. There's no way you can do a live video on WhatsApp, right? Do you just tape you record your videos, short videos, and then put it on there?
Yes, I'm not very good at lives anyway. So actually, yes, I would pre-record it. So you choose what product you want. You do a little bit of how's your day, where have you been up to? Oh, I've just made a lemon cake because I'm going to see my auntie later who's not been very well. Give a bit of a personal side, and then go into the product and chat a little bit. You don't need to give loads of information, I don't think, the first time, but you do need to have that, obviously, that I suppose that chat line up and running.
About how many minutes? Because there's sometimes when your video is too long, it wouldn't download. So how about how many minutes do you suggest? Like what is that minute like?
Well, I don't think there's a set time. You're right, they don't want to be bored. So I think a couple of minutes at most. People, if they're not interested in what you've got to say, they'll switch anyway, won't they? Right. So
in Messenger, you can't do more than 2 minutes anyway, because it won't load. But in WhatsApp, it can be as big as you want. But you've just got to grab people. I always think if you can do it in a minute, just telling me a little bit of story about whatever, 1 to 2 minutes is maximum for most people.
Or a little, a little active photos, lots of active photos that,
Mm.
yeah, going on. Absolutely. Yeah, I
Like a
agree
little
with you.
slideshow type thing, you mean?
Yeah, but it works for me. So, and I like that side.
And do you know what? I think it's like our age group as well. We kind of like all that personal stuff.
Mm.
We
Mm,
still want that, don't we? We're not just buying on Instagram type people. You know, we
mm.
do a bit, but we are more, selective, and we want to be, I don't know. I just think we want a better shopping experience, don't we? We're not used to just doing it all online.
As a matter
It's like,
of interest, Sam, because you're in the know, do lots of people put their sales on Twitter?
I don't do
I
Twitter.
use
I don't
Twitter.
know.
No, I have Twitter, but I know Bridget has a Twitter account,
Yeah.
but put weekly sales on Twitter.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
I've
use
never.
my Twitter account for sales. I'd
No.
have posted a few business things on there, and I just got, mind you, I haven't got a huge following, but I haven't. I just doesn't feel quite. I don't know. I don't think that it's very. I don't think it's been. That's not to say you couldn't do it, but
Mm.
it doesn't feel quite. I don't think that it's been
It's
very lucrative.
yeah. But you could reach further out, couldn't you? Because
You could,
see what you are selling, and you're selling beauty products,
yeah.
and a person comes on who owns 2 or 3 beauty salons.
Yes.
It could be a way that they could tap into you. So it could work. I just want
No,
to
it
know.
could, no, I think
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
I just haven't. I haven't really worked it very much. I did put a
So
few
if
things
there's
out.
something that I
early
think
days.
you want to dabble in and try, I would say test the water,
Do it,
see how it goes. Just dabble in it. Don't
Mm.
make it your main thing, but dabble in it and see how it
Mm.
goes.
Yeah.
Because just because somebody
Absolutely.
else hasn't done it within
Doesn't mean
a
it's not
instant
successful.
doesn't mean it won't be successful for you. And that's the thing,
Yeah.
is finding what you love and works for you.
Yeah,
Yes, talks about Twitter, so it's an interesting one. That
it
yeah,
is.
that's something.
So just before we finish, we've got a new supplement launching this week, I think, actually. I don't know when it is. I've kind of missed it where I've been away, but Annette was just,
Sorry,
Ooh.
I'm really sorry. I've got actually on a call with Artemis.
yeah.
So
Don't
I'm
worry, you
really
go.
sorry. I'm going to have to go.
Annette, yeah, that's
I'm really
okay.
sorry to leave.
Me too. I have to
I,
go.
Yeah,
I
that's okay.
was on the call. I was on the call actually, so I
Yeah,
did hear
that's all
about
right. Don't
this
worry.
supplement. So honestly, if you've not heard about it, it's definitely worth hearing. It was amazing. So sorry, Annette,
No
No,
worries.
don't apologise.
it
See
was
you
supposed to
later.
be before an
I would
Artemis
love to
Yeah,
hear
dissertation.
don't
more
worry.
about it. Thank you
Okay,
both.
Don't
Bye.
worry. You're not getting
Bye.
it, Binter, anyway at the minute, I don't
Okay.
think. So
Bye.
See you
bye.
all later.
Bye,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye, Bridget.
Bye.
Bye. God, I'm in the dark, aren't I? So what's the supplement? What's this new supplement?
Annette's gonna fill us in.
Well, I just
Fine.
so basically, it's we've got the collagen, which is beauty focus.
Yeah.
Well, so Joe Chang was on it. So this is a beauty focus multivitamin supplement, which is targeting improvements to hair, nails, and skin. So he talks about the Pharmanex range, and beauty focus is obviously a new pillar that they're building. So collagen was first, and then this it's all about supplements that give visible results.
Yeah.
So that, and it's scanner certified.
Is it?
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's what he said. I mean, that's what he said on the call. I need to go
Amazing.
back and have a look at and check that. Yeah, so basically so it's to help hair, nails, and skin. And you know that at the moment they talk about how important it is to take vitamin C to actually support collagen. Well, this is what they're putting forward in terms of this will be an even better supplement to actually protect and support your collagen production.
Mm.
So it's a daily supplement, and it's a blend of things like zinc, selenium, and riboflavin, and it's got vitamin C and vitamin E in it. So that's really about oxidative stress. there's a real. I'll actually. I downloaded the presentation as a PDF. So not Dr. Chang, but the other one. So I can load that. And this is
Brilliant.
Yeah, and then the expert. So it's got basically it's based on botanicals. So it's got rosemary extract and grapefruit extract. And I just would say that with grapefruit extract, I haven't looked into this yet, but that is often an ingredient that people who are on certain medications have to look at. So I'm not suggesting you go out with that, but that's a contra thing for quite a few
Yeah.
drugs. I think with blood pressure drugs.
Can I just say, Annette, that that's something that I'm very aware of, that grapefruit clashes with blood pressure issues.
Yes, it does, yes.
Majorly, and it can mess if you take medication, which, funny enough, my husband and I both take medication for pressure. You cannot have grapefruit. It's quite a powerful fruit.
It is, yes, it's very powerful.
Yeah.
So that's something that personally I take blood pressure tablets as well. I have for years. So I'm going to be looking at that. But I mean, it sounds an amazing but for those of us who don't take blood pressure tablets.
Yeah, it could be one.
Yeah, I do think also we need to look at I don't know what the amount, I haven't looked in exactly to the amounts that it's got in it. So I'll be looking at that. But grapefruit is a big contraindicator for a number of drugs like that. So I just sort of say, we need to be careful with that. But those particular extracts help with eye wrinkles and skin elasticity. So that's a big, so I don't know whether I'll be taking it. It depends what it says, what I find out about it. I may just keep with the vitamin C. And it's also got a vitamin B biotin in it. So it's got
quite a lot actually, isn't it?
It's got a huge amount on it. So it's vegan friendly. And it's got lots of things. I mean, the vitamin C and the vitamin B, you can't, it's water soluble, and you have to take it every day. It's one of these things why it's a daily thing. So that's really it in a nutshell, but it's all about nails, hair, and skin to complement the collagen. And in fact,
you take it in with your collagen?
What he was basically saying is it comes in tablet form, is that mix your collagen and take your multivitamin, multi-beauty.
Put it in together.
Yeah, just drink it. Well, just pop your tablet in and drink your collagen.
Interesting.
So that was really, just let me have a quick look at other notes that I made. I mean, and one of the things that he was, when they were positioning it, I think it's about 48 billion, the industry. They talked a lot about how more and more people want to take supplements which have visible results, not just topical things. And the market is about $48 million at the moment. And by 2026, it's predicted to be about $69 million. So 20 million, it's $20 million worth of money potentially to be made from this sort of supplement. So I guess that would include the collagen as well. So that was quite an interesting thing to position it, I think. And a lot of people coming up want to take supplements that they can see visibly. So I know we have our scanner so we can demonstrate it, but actually, like the collagen, this vitamin that we're talking about is going to give people enhanced results. So scanner certified, that's right, that's great.
Brilliant.
And also, so in a nutshell, very, very succinctly, that's what it's all about. But they also talked very much about how the well, he didn't talk a lot, but he mentioned quite frequently the well spa and the things that they're going to be able to do with that helps to influence and measure how you're doing internally and externally. However it's going to happen, I'm not sure yet because we don't know really, do we? But he without telling us very much, he linked the
Yeah.
conversation.
You can see how it's all moving, can't we? It's all
It's
sort of going in that
it's so
direction.
exciting. It's so exciting, isn't it?
Mm.
So yeah. So what else did I do? Let me have a quick look. That's it really. So it's going to be it's just over £40 for a month's supply.
Mm.
That's the member price, and 50. That can't be right. Yeah, £52 for a retail,
Mm.
according to the the price list that's come through on the email. So you should all have had an email about it.
Yeah, I think
But
I have
it was
actually.
very obviously when Joe Chang took the time to come on the call that Bridget and I went on.
Yeah.
You could clearly see, and he was supposed to be in our scientific board meeting, but he broke out to
Did
come and
he?
talk to us
Did
about
he?
it. So
Brilliant.
he's clearly really excited.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the thing is, people do like to see visible results, don't they? And then it
Yes.
makes them think, oh, yes,
Yes.
it is working.
It does. Yeah, absolutely. So that.
I think
Yes.
very about taking a tablet as well, isn't there? A pill that it's adjusted. It's not you haven't got to take time to
Yeah.
put it on.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, can have it in my handbag. You can take it in my handbag. So
Yeah.
that huge. I can't believe that it was that big a market. That's huge.
It is,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the whole supplement industry is massive. It is why I joined New Skin, for the supplements and the scan initially.
Mm.
You know, that's why I came in.
Mm.
Has anybody got any questions? Because I know we've sort of gone over time a little bit, but it's been well worth. I'm actually going to stop recording.